Hey everybody, we're back on the SM465. Seems like a few guys wanted to see how the top cover gets rebuilt and how we change these forks out. You don't always have to change them out, but they did have a coating from the factory. It's super hard substance on here. I don't know exactly what it is. Let me see if you can get in there and see that. When it starts wearing off, like right down here, that's when you want to change them out. Reverse doesn't have it. Reverse is usually in good shape. This one's in real good shape. I do have 3 new old stock forks there, and we're not going to change the reverse because that's in real good shape. But try and show you the material. These are in perfect shape. They're new. Well, new old stock. So we're going to put those 2 in. We're going to disassemble the cover, put those 2 in, and that'll be that. I did manage to get the transfer case on the transmission yesterday. Nothing special about that, just follow the directions in your adapter kit. It didn't go on too bad. Just bolted up. That one stud and bolt that's way inside there was kind of tricky to get, but I managed to get everything fastened. Adapter and everything went on perfectly. Transfer case is now finished bolted to the transmission, so we're making progress little by little. But today we're going to focus on the cover. So let's get set up for that. Okay, the way these rods come out is through the back here. Okay, I already knocked one out. There's 3 welch plugs here. You gotta knock those out. And you just come in here from the inside. And let me grab a soft mallet here. And they just knock out like that. This is just a welder's chipping hammer and a soft mallet. And they come right out. And we'll replace these with new ones. So we got the 3 of those out. And like I say, that's how the shafts are going to come out. Okay, we're going to go for our 1-2 fork first. And probably the biggest problem you're going to have with this is the roll pins. Sometimes they get stuck in there. If you can, get yourself a good punch. Don't be afraid to hit that roll pin once you get the punch in place. That one went surprisingly well. Alright, so now that's free and you can see that'll move on there. Okay, now down in here, I think you can see that down in here you're going to have your spring and you're going to have your poppet ball. So those are going to want to pop out on you when you push this shaft through. So just be conscious of what's going on there. Don't let them get you in the head or jump all over the place or lose them or roll around the floor. Okay, we're just going to loosen that shaft up a little bit. And we'll spray some lube on it and stuff, and that'll slide right out, and we'll take the fork out. Okay, just use whatever kind of punches you have. I start out with this big guy to get it removed. I got a little bent one here that helps get in there. And when you finally get it out of the case, you can pull it right out. Well, you can usually pull them out if they're not stuck like this one. They do get sticky from years of gear oil sitting on them. But we'll try and wiggle it out, which I cannot. They can be a nuisance. Just stick with it. Okay, we got it on the run now. Our fork is free. Cover up our hole here. There goes the ball. Well, anyway, here's your, it goes like that. Here's the shaft out of there. That's for your fork. Don't mix these up. There's your little poppet ball. And there's going to be a spring down in there. Okay, and take these out and make sure they're good. You can get new ones if they're not good, but make sure they're good and not broken. If they're broken, you're not going to have that crisp detent on your shift, and that's not what you want. So here's our fork. I don't know if you can see this, but this one's all worn out. So this one needs to be replaced. And you know, most of this wear happens when you rest your hand on the shifter. You're driving down the road and you got nowhere to put your hand, and you stick it on the shifter and you kind of hold it. And when you do that, this is constantly rubbing on the shift surface, and it just wears that stuff right out. So don't rest your hand on the shifter when you're driving, and it'll last a lot longer. Okay, it's a little grimy in here and stuff, so it's good we're taking this apart. Okay, now we're going to go for the next one. Which is this guy. And like I say, we're not taking reverse out, but we got to get this pin out next from this one. I think you can see that. Okay. And we'll just drive that out. We'll do the same thing. We'll take the fork free, and we'll drive that rod right out of there. Okay guys, you can see I had to do a little grinding here. That roll pin absolutely would not move. I mushroomed the head over and had to grind it. It took a lot of pounding to get that one out, and like I say, this could be the worst part of your cover rebuild, is getting those roll pins out. So I got it out. This was a very difficult one. Just make sure you have a good punch or something, and it took quite a bit of pressure to get that one out of there. And like I say, just stick with it. Don't reach for the torch and start heating things up. Don't, you know, ruin the temper of the shaft or anything. Just work with it. If you have to, some penetrating oil and a punch, but try not to heat it up and make a mess of things. Okay, so same thing. We're just going to work that shaft out of there. And then we'll clean it and reassemble it. It's not rocket science here. It's not really anything difficult. It's just, I see a lot of guys make a okay situation real bad by doing the wrong thing. So a hammer and a good punch will get you there. Just have patience and take it out carefully. Okay, I think you see the orientation of the cover there. Okay, and as usual, there's 3 balls up in this area here, and they're always stuck in there, and these were too. So basically, there's going to be a ball for this shift rod, and you see this guy here is the middle one. Okay, it's got a little pin in there. Don't lose that little pin. So there's a ball for this rod, there's a ball here, here, and that picks up the final one. You see a little detent up here. This is not your poppet balls that are on this end. This is for the front. Okay, so there's going to be one here, and one there. They're always stuck in there. You want those free moving. You don't want them stuck in there at all. We're going to clean that out real good. There are the balls. Okay. So you don't want anything sticky in there. You want those shift rods just gliding super smooth. So like I say, you're gonna have your detent. You have 3 up here. Get those oriented right, and you won't have any trouble. We're gonna use new roll pins because we wrecked the one of them coming out. But we'll get this cleaned up, and we'll go through the reassembly. Like I say, it's not real complicated, but keep track. You got your 3 balls and springs in the back here, and you got 3 balls in the front here. So just keep your wits about you. Nothing complicated, but just make sure you know where everything goes. And like I say, I had to actually fish these out with a piece of wire in the front because they just get so much gunk on them. And there's no spring tension on them, but you got to know they're there. That way you can, you know, if one's sticking out and you go to put your shaft in there and it's not going, and you take a big hammer, you'll break the casting. So just know they're there and don't overlook that. Okay, we're starting on the middle shaft and fork here. In the back, I've got my spring and my poppet ball. In the front, I have 1 ball resting up against this shaft cutout. That'll allow this middle shaft to fit through. So it's just a process of kind of banging things into place. And like I say, make sure you get your front ball in. We're going to have to drop one in for this guy and then put another one in on that side. Make sure you got your wits about you. You get everything lined up right, and just kind of tap it through. It's gonna go okay once everything has been out one time, and just kind of pry it around. We'll get a little pry bar and push that guy forward. So it's going to go easier on the reassembly than it was on the disassembly. Okay, we're getting close to where we need. Like I say, just take your time and don't force things, and it'll go together just right. Okay guys, we're just about ready to put our roll pin in, the first one. And I just keep an assortment on hand like this for different transmissions and stuff. So, it's 3/16, and we just got it started in there. Okay, now remember, detent ball and spring. 1 ball is going to be right in here. It's going to share the shafts. Okay? On the lower one, we're going to drop a ball in for that shaft and then another one. So there'll be 2 in this area. Okay, so we're just going to carefully, if I can stay out of the way, we're just going to carefully drive that in. Okay, now we got that fork pinned, and that won't go anywhere. We'll just drive that in just a hair more, and that won't go anywhere. Then we'll work on the next one. And again, spring, poppet ball, 2 balls in there. Okay guys, I got a light on it, and I think inside there you can see the ball in the front of the case. Now you've got to position your rod so that goes in the detent. and it'll give you clearance to put your other shaft through there. If you don't have it in the right place, you'll never get the second shaft through there. Okay, so here we are in the front again. Get you zeroed in on that. Got one ball in here, shares the two shafts. Got a ball there and a ball right next to it, which will be one for that shaft, one for this shaft. Don't get those screwed up in there, otherwise you're not going to be shifting. Okay, so now we got to put this last rod and fork in. Okay guys, I'll take you through it. So we're going to drop our spring in there. Make sure that goes to the bottom hole. We've got our ball bearing here. We are going to get that guy sitting on the spring. Okay, and then I take a punch. That's what I'm going to use to press that ball down. I think you can see it. Ooh, there goes the cover. And use that to push the ball down. Okay, so if we can keep that cover propped up like I need it, take our shaft. Okay, we'll start it right there. Just push that ball down. Yeah, my hand's going to be in the way. But push the ball down and keep moving the shaft in. And I think if you see in there, it's going to slide right. Oh, hang in there. Trying to hold this and work the camera is a pain. Let's get that guy started in there again. Okay, I'm trying to stay out of the way here. It's a little easier without the camera and me trying to stay out of the way. But you get the idea. Just don't let that guy pop up and catch you in the head. Okay, we got it now. Got her on a run now. Okay, just get the appropriate size punch, a little bit smaller in the hole, and push it down, and it'll go right in there. So now if we back up a little bit, we'll get this guy going through our fork. Okay, we're through the front ball. Just gotta find our, okay, there is our roll pin area. Trying to stay out of the way. Just let me get this guy started here. Okay, let me find my punch. You'll be chasing this guy around the bench a little bit. Okay, there it is on there. And we're going to try and we'll make sure we can shift these and everything. And that's basically how you put the top together. A few more details I'll show you. Hang in there with me. Alright, here we are on the back 3 holes. And I see a lot of transmissions leaking here. And they just get these welch plugs. They call these welch plugs, expansion plugs, whatever. They're domed. And then when you hit it with a hammer, it expands. What I like to do is take just a little bit, get your hole real clean. Okay, take a little bit of our anaerobic sealer, the Permatex 518. Part number 51813. I said it in the last one. I like to get a little bit around there. Alright. Oop. That's always the way. Hang in there. Get that guy in there. Just a little bit. You don't need much. Alright. Alright, this is just a transmission bench. I'm not gonna tap them in here. I'll go over to something a little more solid. And then we'll hit those with the end of the ball peen. And we'll expand them out. But a little bit of sealer goes a long way to making sure you're not going to be pouring oil out the back of the cover. Okay, let's go over to the other bench where it's a lot more solid, and we'll expand those guys in there. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, guys, we're just going to expand the welch plugs. I did these two. We're just going to hit them with the ball peen. That's all you need to do with a little bit of sealer on it. That's going to make a perfect seal. So, nothing special about it. Just don't hit your case when you're doing it and crack it. Just make sure you hit the welch plug real good. That expands it right out. Those expand over 5,000, so they really seat in there real nice. And you won't have any leaks if you put a tiny bit of sealer on there. Okay guys, we got the cover on, and I'm sure if you have a 465 you know how to get the cover on and off. I can't get the camera and lighting good in there, but to get this cover, you take your bolts out, and then a lot of guys will try and just pick the cover up. They can't get it off. You take your reverse slider and you slide it forward just a little bit. Is very hard to see in there. I can't get lighting in there, but and the same thing when you're putting it on. Pre-set it up, first and second, third and fourth forks in neutral, and then take your reverse and slide it forward. And there's a bevel in there, and that'll line up with neutral. Like I said, I wish I could show you, but I can't get light in there. But just be conscious. Don't if you can't get it out, don't just get a bar under there and rip it out, or you'll break stuff. Slide reverse forward. You just stick a screwdriver in there and just grab it and move it forward just a little bit. That cover will lift right off. Next thing that we should go over is the original shifter. Okay, they had this guy on here. You see, this is how it was designed. It was designed to move like that. And a lot of guys will come in here and they'll weld it. And then soon after, because you got a bad heat affected zone, soon after that will crack. And you'll drop that in your case, and bad things will happen. This is just, I don't like it. But this is how every 465 came with this you know, and that just helped you shift, they thought. I don't care for that. So, and the stick is, you know, it's for a pickup truck. It's bent all crazy and stuff. So, I don't recommend welding them. I know a lot of guys weld them and they say, oh, I've driven, but I know many more people that have welded them and that has broken and they have ruined their transmission. It's up to you if you want to ruin your transmission or not, but do not weld them. I have seen too many of those go bad. So, let's go grab the stick that I like to use and I'll show you the features of it. Okay, you could buy these sticks brand new, less than $100, and what you're going to get is a straight shifter. And guess what? That doesn't move. That's fixed. You are going to get such crisp shifts with this shifter. You'll really enjoy it. And you can bend it to any configuration you want, you know. But you know, you get that down in there and you'll be able to shift and it'll be fantastic. So like I say, you're less than $100 for a brand new stick. There's no wear on it. It's straight. You can bend it to your application and it's fixed down the bottom. You can get yourself a new spring. This stuff is still in the plastic. You get your washer. You got your lock cup. Push that down, lock it in. The ears will cover that. And if you want to put this on, well, that won't go over real easy, but you can get a boot as well. Just to keep, if you're worried about it, if it's going in a Jeep or anything, you're worried about water, that boot really seals it up nice. This is what I do for sticks. I will not ever weld a stick. You'll get better shifting if you weld the stick, yes, but the chances of it going bad are the odds are just not with you. So if you put a little too much heat into it, you know, if you don't put enough heat into it, if you got a big heat affected zone and it gets brittle, bad times. So this is your best option. It's built as one piece, and like I say, there's no slop in there. This is just, you'll get the best shifts out of this. You'll feel connected to your transmission much better. The other one, you know, it's like you got to move way over to the passenger side to make a reverse shift. It's just way too sloppy for my taste. And for short money, you can start fresh. And like I say, you can heat and bend that. You can bend it cold, whatever you want to do. They're very nice sticks. And that's what I use. You guys can try and use your old stick if you like. And some guys like the sloppy feel like that. I don't care for it. So I always put a new stick on my rebuilds. And most customers are super happy with that. And I think with that, that just about wraps up the 465 series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I showed the cover good enough for you to rebuild your own. I hope I went over everything good enough. And like I say, that's how I rebuild them. And I have probably right now 8 or 9 of these in stock. And I have a few more coming in, so I'll have a dozen of them pretty soon. A few of them are getting rebuilt and being shipped out now. If anybody needs one for any application, any type of Jeep application, any type of, you want me to adapt it to anything, I can handle that. I can rebuild them just like I do the T90s and the Dana 18s and 20s and whatnot. I do have plenty of these in stock right now, all different configurations. And I can build it to any specs you need. If anybody's interested, like I say, you see the care I take in putting them together. So if you're looking for a quality rebuild, let me know. And I'm always looking for cores. if anybody's local and has cores, I can always use them. I've got some 420s in stock. So if anybody's looking for any of that stuff, I do have it in stock and can ship it anywhere in the world. So we'll call this one quits here. And like I say the whole way through, I appreciate you guys watching. This is a very, very low watched video. I know you guys, you all commented and you wanted to see the top rebuild, so I did it. But you know, there's only 300 views on this. It's a couple days old, so things are going downhill here as far as content and what people are liking to watch. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. On the next video, I'm going to show you what I'm doing for the next project. Maybe that'll get some more viewers or some more likes or subscriptions. But I'll take you through some things that have been coming in for the next project slowly. And I'll take you through that and show you on the next video. So again, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next time.